my business partner just told me about, and this is so beneficial. I want everybody to really take this in. In the future, because this book is talking about how AI is going to transform our society and everyone, not just in America, all over. But in the future, humans will no longer produce work. It says instead humans will direct AI systems that produce the work. So AI is here for us to work with it. AI is here to help us. It gives us our time back. Let's say you can type in ChatGTP, what school to go to. But what I've noticed, Derek, is a lot of people do not know how to give accurate prompts. So you won't get the answers that you're looking for. It's much deeper, and well constructed than just putting in a ChatGTP, what school should I go to? I mean, we give you the full breakdown in working with AI to help you.
And hello, my friends, and welcome on board. My name is Derek Fennell, and I'm your host on the Next Gen podcast. And you're right on time for takeoff, so take your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and sit back and enjoy the flight on the Next Gen podcast. Welcome on board. Imagine being 17 years old and asked to make a decision that could affect the next 40 years of your life. What college should you attend? What career should you pursue? What skills will even exist in 10 years? Now imagine trying to answer those questions in a world where artificial intelligence, automation, and global technology are reshaping the workforce faster than schools and career counselors can keep up. Welcome to the Next Gen Podcast 1, where we explore the thinking behind leaders building the future. I'm your host, Derek Fennell, and before we begin, I'm going to ask that you take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this episode. And when you do, these conversations reach more students, parents, entrepreneurs, and leaders trying to navigate in an increasingly complex world. And today's guest is helping us solve one of the most important challenges of our time: how people make life decisions in the age of artificial intelligence. Shay Richberg is the co-founder of Future Path AI, an intelligent navigation platform designed to help students, parents, and professionals make smarter decisions about education, careers, and financial planning. Instead of guessing what to study, which college to attend, or what career path to choose, Future Path AI provides AI-driven guidance based on personal strengths, interests, goals, and real-world economic data. Shay's background spans linguistics education, psychology, and child development with degrees from Rutgers University and New Jersey City University, along with special studies from Stanford Universities and the University of Edinburgh. She also serves on several advisory councils focused on education, technology, and youth development. So I'd like to say, Shay, welcome to Next Gen Podcast 1. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Derek. Thank you so much for having me. I completely am excited about this interview today. I'm excited to be here in front of your guests, and I know we're going to have a great time.
Yes, we are. The topic, first of all, let me pay you your proper accolades for all that you've accomplished thus far. You're quite a very interesting and accomplished woman. And I would like to say thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So Shay, your background bridges linguistics, psychology, education, technology. What experiences led you to build Future Path AI?
Well, to be quite honest, it started years ago when I wrote a book. And it was called Worthless Mommy. It was a parenting book, and all it was the psychology around creating your baby set point. And that's providing happiness and love instead of just sneakers or, just the crib, the material objects that so many people focus on. And so I partnered with Babies R Us. I got a contract with them. They closed down, and then I started my first company, FamilyCon, which was a huge production company. I actually produced a big convention in New Jersey for a few years, and then COVID came, and then I started FutureWise Group, which was working with companies with future forward technology. We worked with the metaverse. We worked with AI then, but in a different standpoint. And then that
Mm-hmm.
brought me to Future Path AI. So, Derek, in the whole big picture, my passion is to help families, is to help children, is to help them navigate the future. And so, Future Path AI, that's exactly what it does in helping your child or a young adult navigate and choose the right schooling, trade school, or career choice, because we are living in a society where everything is changing. And so, typically, I
Yes.
like to let people know that Future Path AI is an agentic enterprise solution. We do find
Okay.
solutions for people, using agentic technology. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It sounds very interesting. I can't wait to see what you finally developed here. So, but I do have a question for you. When did you first realize that traditional career guidance systems were struggling to keep up with the pace of technology and change?
Well, it's funny. I am the daughter of a guidance counselor and the
Mm-hmm.
head of science department. So education is in my blood. I
Mm-hmm.
worked up to get my master's and I have children
Mm-hmm.
of my own. And I see so many students and young adults are so confused as to what school to go to. They're
Mm-hmm.
confused if they even want to go to school. I understand that
Mm-hmm.
college is no longer for everyone. So we
Mm-hmm.
also want to acknowledge that we help people find the right trade or trade school if that's their option, or simply
Mm-hmm.
going directly into the workforce or even the military, honestly, because that is an option for some students based off of, pricing and economic issues. So we just looked at the confusion. I can tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though in the tech industry, there's a huge gap of information that's provided to people. And we
Mm-hmm.
took that and we wanted to match that with college decisions, trade school decisions, military decisions, and career pathway decisions. So, what this platform does, Derek, it is literally the blueprint for students. So, I would say it typically starts, I would get on, and I would recommend people get on if you have a ninth grader. It's not too early.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
what you do is you get in the platform and we have questions for you. It's,
Mm-hmm.
where you're located, how old are you? And then it goes more into questions on your skills. What are your hobbies? Do you have any certificates? What are your interests? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? And so
Mm-hmm.
then we use our system to culminate a report for you. Okay. And so that generates, after knowing your skill set, what type of school you want to go to. Do you want to go to a HBCU? Do you want to go to a public school, private school? Do you want to go into the Midwest? Do you want to stay on the East Coast? So all of that makes a
Mm-hmm.
difference. And then we
Mm-hmm.
go into the pricing for the parents. So there's no surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So we put
Mm-hmm.
in how much a parent would like to pay each semester, how much they put away for, what their
Mm-hmm.
target, what they'd like to stay around. And then we actually configure about 6 different schools, if that's the path you'd like to go on, that we
Mm-hmm.
feel as though is right within your bracket. So it's good for
Okay.
your child, it's good for you as far as payments. And then also, Derek, on the platform, we also figure out a plan. If a school that your child would like to go to is a little bit more expensive, then we have scholarships that we can recommend too and generate on the platform. It is literally
Mm-hmm.
the blueprint from going from A to Z. Okay, so there's no confusion. A child will finish schooling or trading or the career
Mm-hmm.
path they'd like to go into. And I will say this too. It is for adults, Jared, because there are a lot of students that graduate and they cannot find a job. There are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who have lost their jobs and have to change careers. So I also would recommend this for people in those circumstances, okay? Again, you go
Mm-hmm.
through the profile, and we actually have a lifestyle organizer, okay? So you can also
Mm-hmm.
put in our platform where you'd like to live. Would you like a 1 bedroom apartment, 2 bedroom? Do you want to rent a
Ah.
home? Do you want to purchase a
Mm-hmm.
home? It asks you, what kind of car you drive, your payments, and it will formulate the type of job that you need to keep your lifestyle. Okay. And this is also
Okay.
based off of your skill set, your certifications you have. So if you're changing your job skill set, we can recommend what certifications you need, what type of schooling you need to go back to, all of that. It is a career
Wow.
pathway for everybody.
Wow.
Yes.
When I tell you, you actually summarized, well, you gave a big you gave a detailed, like you say, blueprint of what my next question was going to be. What problems were you trying to determine to solve when FuturePath AI was created? So, can you summarize? If you could give me one statement that summarizes that problem, you are providing the blueprint to.
Yes, we are providing the blueprint to your future career or your future college, pathway, your schooling pathway. And I can tell you the problem that I think is out there. There's huge problems, but there is a lack of information with technology. Now,
Mhm,
technology that we see, Derek, does not help in a beneficial way. That's a necessity.
mhm,
It's more of a
mhm,
luxury. In America, here, we see technology being forced upon us, not forced, but introduced to us through luxury,
mhm,
through your
mhm,
lawnmower, through
mhm,
your cleaning, through Hollywood or music, even the health
mhm,
industry.
mhm,
But for the
mhm,
consumers, the everyday people, there's so much that AI can do to really help you. It can help you
mhm,
make decisions. It can give you greater
mhm,
probability
mhm,
so you can
mhm,
make the right decision for yourself.
mhm.
And so that's what I felt like I had to close that gap in using AI to help people do. And especially going to school, not going to school, and your career.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you made a very interesting point. You said that there's not enough information, whereas a lot of people feel like there's information overload. Okay, so what you're doing is, I guess you're honing in to actually solving the problem in a more practical kind of way.
Yes,
Okay, you
yes,
bringing practicality to it. So yeah. Now, for
exactly.
someone hearing about FuturePath AI for the first time, how would you explain how it works? Or like you said, how do they know? How is this system going to tell them, well, I want to be on the West Coast or versus the East Coast? I want to be close to home versus far away from home. I want to go. How does it work? Can you break it down for us?
Sure can. So when you first get into the platform, you have to put in general information. Again, you put in your name, gender, your location. You put in if you're already in school, what schools you're looking into. It does ask you that. It asks you the
Mhm,
price range, if you know a price
mhm,
range that you're looking for. And this is for the school
mhm,
because every tier is different, because the questions
mhm,
will be different when you go into trade school versus getting into the
mhm,
military versus going right into a job. Okay.
mhm,
So you have general questions there. And then it asks you your skill and your pathway questions. So again, it'll
mhm,
ask you, do you like to work in a team? Are you more of an introvert? Do you like smaller classroom settings? It'll ask, do you like more diverse settings or do you not like more
mhm,
diverse settings? It will ask you, I'm trying to think of some of the questions literally we have in there. It's about like 15 to 20 questions, but it really
okay,
narrows down your personality. And a
okay,
child can log in, but they do need their parent to go through the entire scope of it. And you will get a
okay,
report. Your parent will get an
mhm,
actual report recommending
mhm,
schools and why. So after all
mhm,
this information and ask what type of classes you enjoy in school. Do you like math? Do you like reading? Do you like gym?
mhm,
Then it'll ask what kind of
mhm,
careers you're into. If you don't
mhm,
know, it's okay. It recommends all of these things, Derek, okay? And then, for example, let's say literature. You like to write, you like to read. It will, in the Northeast, it will recommend the top schools, let's say in New York, that are
mhm,
well known for their literature
mhm,
departments, okay? And then you
mhm,
can go and have a plan and ask if you have a degree in literature from that school, what type of
mhm,
careers will pay the most in that region for you. So it
mhm,
is
mhm,
very systematic. I mean, it is based off
mhm.
of real time information because we're using agentic
So,
AI.
okay. So now, how does that differ, say, from traditional guidance counseling or career assessment tools?
Well, coming from the daughter of a guidance counselor, it basically gives you an abundance of information. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes guidance counselors I feel are well, and I love guidance counselors, and this platform is not to
Mhm.
replace them. I'm actually looking for them to use this in some schools
Mhm.
too. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm pro, humans. Okay. I'm
Mhm. Mhm.
for people working with technology to enhance us, not replace us. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
guidance counselors are well versed, I think, more with schools within their area or their state. They may not know about a school in a state one over that provides certain scholarships for this student. And
Mhm.
so that's
Mhm.
another thing on our platform, what we do. When I said there is a financial scale on there, so once a parent puts in how much their payments are they'd like to make to the school, you could put in your tax records in there. I mean, it really does configure everything. And then if someone needs a bit more of a boost financially to get their child to their designated school, we actually recommend scholarships. And you can click on the
Wow.
scholarship on
Okay.
the platform, and it will take you to the page to apply for the scholarship in your area. Based off of your
Wow.
credentials, you can apply for these amount of scholarships. It may recommend two or three. It just depends on in your area. I mean, and like I said, all of this is real time. I feel like when you're working with agentic AI, nothing is outdated. It is literally pulling everything right now. So maybe a guidance counselor might know about a scholarship that's disconnected that they're not offering in 2027, right? But
Mhm.
Future Path AI knows about 10 scholarships that you
Mhm.
can apply for if you live here, you live in this city, and you have the credentials. We know your GPA. Go for it.
Mhm.
So I think
Okay.
we're just a broader scope. That's it.
Okay. So, how is artificial intelligence? And you just tapped into it a little bit, but I'm just help you dive deeper, and so that our audience can have a deeper understanding. How is artificial intelligence changing the future of education and career planning?
That's a great question. Now, I have to tell you, there is a quote that
Okay.
my business partner just told me about, and this is so beneficial. I
Mhm.
want everybody to really take this in. In the future, because this book is talking about how AI is going to transform our society and everyone, not just in America, all
Mhm.
over. But in the
Mhm.
future, humans will no longer produce work. It says instead, humans will direct AI systems that produce the work, Derek. Okay? So AI is here for us to work with it.
Yeah.
AI is here to help us. It gives us our time back. It gives us
Mhm.
information at a faster
Mhm.
speed. So we learn the
Mhm.
information. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you can get ideas faster. Okay.
Mhm.
And so you have ChatGTP. Let's say you can type
Mhm.
in ChatGTP, what school to
Mhm.
go to.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
what I've noticed, Derek, is a lot of people do not know how to give accurate prompts in ChatGTP to get the right
True.
answers that
True.
they're looking for. Believe it or not,
True.
it's actually
Yeah.
a skill, and AI has to learn you. And some people don't know how to put in the right prompts, so you won't get the
Yeah.
answers that you're looking for. It's much
Yes.
deeper, and well constructed than just putting in a ChatGTP. What school should I go to? I mean, we give you the full breakdown in working with
That's
AI to help.
and talking about prompts, just you can put a prompt in, okay? And I think people don't realize AI. Well, AI has good information available, and it has bad information available. Okay,
Exactly.
so how do they discern between the two when they're using your system? How do I know this is good information versus bad information? Is there a way to
There
go
is.
ahead?
Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, I mean, the system, Future Path AI is so intricate. I love what we're offering. So, let's
Mm-hmm.
say, Derek, you
Mm-hmm.
put in the system your location, basic information about you, and then information about your skill set, who you are, really getting an idea of who Derek is. And this is also,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a student, you're putting in your transcript. If you're an adult,
Mm-hmm.
you're putting any certifications you have in there. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really getting to know who you are. It's doing a
Mm-hmm.
deep dive, dissecting who you are as an entity. Okay, your skills,
Mm-hmm.
things you need to work on. So then we recommend jobs for you. Let's say a robotic engineer is what you need to focus on. So then you can ask, what is the pay? We will pull up actual jobs that are offering the pay scales. Then you can say on the website, literally, pull up articles. So you have real-time articles that are talking about the jobs in your industry. So you're not just believing, just the schools that AI is recommending. We have articles you can pull up, and we recommend books too and authors on one of our pages. It's for additional learning in your field page. So, and like I said, it's real time. It gives you like about 4 books in your field. It talks about, why this field is good. And it's like Yahoo articles, YouTube videos, all of it. So the proof is in the pudding with Future Path AI. I tell you, once you really deep dive, you will get a full understanding and you'll make the right decision for yourself.
Okay. Now, this is an awesome system you have here. I'm loving it already. But I do have another question for you, Shay. What mistakes do you see students and parents make when they're planning for the future today?
I think I know one of the mistakes. One of the mistakes are kids don't take enough time to do the research to figure out what career path they'd like to go into. Students feel as though, okay, I've gotten into college, I've chosen a major, but have not really taken the time to learn and have a strategic plan, Derek, on how to implement that major once they graduate into real world, into their life. For example, I'll tell you about myself. When I went to school, I wanted to be a speech pathologist, okay? So I have a linguistics degree. And so I thought I can just, start working right away. I shortly learned I had to go and continue and get my master's right away. I wanted to work a little bit before getting it, but no, there were other plans. I had to go right away and complete that, my master's program. And so that's one thing that I wish I had learned. I wish I knew when I chose this degree in undergrad that I would be in for, 3 more years. I'd have to go on a 7-year plan, let's say, instead of just a 4-year plan and then start working, because that's not how it worked in that industry. But I know a lot of students who go to school and they don't even really know what they want to do. They'll put down a major, but they change majors like 10 times, Derek. And then they don't know fiscally degrees if it will enhance them to their lifestyle. I mean, that's one of the best things on our platform. You may want to be a social worker, but then you put in there you want to drive a Maserati. So then we're saying then maybe you need to change what you like to do, The
alignments.
They just don't equate to their education to the lifestyle they desire. And it's a gap that's missing. And we have the information. We have to complete that gap. And even for the parents too. I'll say even getting organized financially, too many times, when you get that bill every semester or depending on how you break it up, something happens and you didn't expect that number. So now you can use Future Path AI Calculator. We literally are giving you the schools we suggest and the pricing. And then as a parent, again, you can put in your tax returns, you can put in all your financial status in there, and it will calculate, Derek, how much money you need, or if you have more than enough for your child. And then it goes one step further and says, okay, well, these are the scholarships we think your child should apply for to get to that school. Or maybe that school's a bit more expensive. You can go to this school and get this degree and then work on your master's at that school. And you can come out top in your career. So it's a movement. I'm serious. It really is working with people on those questions that they don't think about. I don't want to see kids start college and not finish college, or start and then they can't get a job, or they're in debt. They can't, they're not making the money to pay for the debt. We don't want kids in debt anymore. Make the best decisions and make sure that what you're going to school for, that job will be there in 10 years.
Well, that takes me right into the next question. What industries do you believe will see the most dramatic changes in the next decade?
Well, a lot of blue collar jobs, I think, are going to be gone. You have a lot of accountants, a lot of math, accounting, things that are simplified by AI, by a computer, by a robot, You'll have a lot of manufacturing jobs that will be gone, things of that nature. I believe even to a certain degree, you'll see less doctors being needed. Okay, I have a friend
Mm.
who works for a company in the health industry. He's the leader in the industry, and they're using now AI and robots for surgical procedures. So literally, we're
Mm-hmm.
not using as many hands that were
Mm-hmm.
needed before. You may have needed, let's say, 10 hands, 5 doctors in
Mm-hmm.
open heart surgery, and
Mm-hmm.
now
Mm-hmm.
you just need the robot, Derek, and you need the one doctor there to make sure everything is going smoothly with the robot. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Oh
I,
yeah.
I feel as though a lot of jobs, the easier jobs. So we're going to need more creativity. I think we'll see a lot more entrepreneurs. And as I
Mm-hmm.
said, AI is there to help you with the ideas. If you are creative,
In development.
yes, I have a
How
solution.
important is mental and emotional readiness when making those life decisions? How important is it?
It is so important because we live in, I feel like, an era where children are not used to hearing that degree isn't working anymore. You have to pivot. You have to do something else because this isn't working. I feel as though our kids don't need to be coddled as much, but we need to teach them skills that are different. I'm going to give you an example. We need to start teaching our kids to farm too, Derek. Okay, there are different type of jobs out there. We need our kids to learn our produce, okay, how to get these foods, because we have so many foods that are so detrimental to us. So that's one skill I think is important. I think we need to be aware of our children's passions, likes, and interests at an early age. Okay. I find that the most people who are successful in their career or in their business is something that they love from day one, even as a child. I have children today, and they know what they want to do because my husband and I have dissected in their skills. They know what they're good at. Put them in curricular, outside curricular activities that they flourish in, and we sit down with them and we look at the careers that really open up that passion and the skills within them. So we know it'll be an easier path in their higher careers. Okay? When they go to college, if they can go to law school, it's just the easier flow for them. It's always hard when a student doesn't know, their passion, what they love to do. And if it's forced, it's going to be, I feel, restriction there. It'll be tension there when you're sitting in class and you're thinking, is this hard class really worth it? Right? But if it's something that you knew since you were in middle school that you love to do, if you knew, Derek, that you love to talk, then maybe you're going to go into media, you could go into, political science. You want to be a policymaker. So it really has to flow, and that's why the mental stability and your child understanding that and connecting that with their life path, it's magical. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, how do we ensure how do we ensure that technology empowers young people instead of overwhelming them?
I agree with you. Think that college, even high school, can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have to, at some point, restructure in what we're teaching students. Like I said before, I personally think farming is something that should be taught at schools.
Yes, I agree.
I do. I think debate, okay? I think speech is something that should be taught at all schools. That should be something that is, just like literature is taught and writing. I think those skills should be taught. I think sometimes we're not focusing on the right skills, Derek, to get our children
I agree.
where they need to be. Right? And the skills are changing. Sometimes I'm noticing, again, people are going to school and those type of jobs will be replaced. Okay? Everything's not gonna be replaced. But certain jobs will definitely be replaced because AI could just do them, faster, more efficiently. It saves money. It is what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm not here to scare people. There will always be a need for us to have jobs and a need for us to work with the technology. That's another thing. How come people are not learning at the rapid rate? I think we should be learning here in America how to work with AI, how to build in the metaverse, how to work with AI. I feel as though there are certain sectors that we are progressing in, but it's leaving other people behind. Hear me out.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, we're
Mhm.
working on infrastructure in America because everyone
Mhm.
doesn't even have access to the internet, believe it or not.
That's
Everyone
true.
doesn't,
That's true.
everyone doesn't. And that's the starting point, right? We need to start there, but we have to
Mhm.
progress pretty
Mhm.
fast.
Mhm.
So I see AI as being used, as I said, in the health industry. I see it in music. I see it in movies and commercials. I see even
Mhm.
teachers using AI to help them with their lesson plans. But I need
Mhm.
students to use the AI, Derek, to understand the prompts, the questions, to understand the difference between what is fake and what's real. Believe it or not,
Correct.
this is
Yes.
something high
Yes.
school students should be learning. High school students should
Mhm.
be learning how to create art through AI too, believe it or not,
Mhm.
because that's a career in
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
for people
Mhm.
who grow up and who work as
Mhm.
cartoonists and make cartoons, they now need, AI, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's so much. Certain industries in America are progressing, but not in all industries. We all need to learn.
Mhm.
Even
Mhm.
seniors need to learn. They need
Mhm.
to be well educated in technology, right?
Mhm.
It's simple. And I'm saying this as far as, with your telephones, with your television, right? Even
Mhm.
a prompt in ordering a hamburger now, Derek, you're
Mhm.
working with
Mhm.
AI, believe it or not, and people take it
Yeah.
for granted.
Yeah.
It's stressing
Yeah.
people out, and we all need to learn.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw an article where they were talking about they have like in China they have kindergartens studying AI to be able to determine what is real versus what is not real.
That's right.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Shay. Like, what role should parents and educators play in guiding students through this new technological era?
Well, I will tell you, with younger kids, the schools are going to teach what schools teach. I can't
Mm-hmm.
dictate, you can't dictate what the schools teach. They have their curriculum and that's what they teach.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
as a parent, it is your job to teach your child to engage in AI. And for the younger
Mm-hmm.
kids, Roblox, I would say, is a good start because you create these avatars there. Now, in
Mm-hmm.
Roblox, if your child, I'd say, is like fourth, fifth grade, you definitely should be monitoring your kids because there are other kids on there, right? They're playing with other kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure they're not talking to somebody who's like 15 years old. But playing video games and Roblox is a good beginner for kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
want to teach your kids to build using AI, okay? Roblox, you can build a home, you can build your clothing, all of this, okay? So it's
Mm-hmm.
really building creativity, Derek. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
want. People need
Mm-hmm.
to be creative in this world. In school,
Mm-hmm.
we don't really use our creativeness as much as I would like us to. It's more
Mm-hmm.
memorization. It's not creating things. It's not creating your ideas more. There's no right or wrong. It's just really turning on that light bulb, right? And so I think parents should do that. I think parents should then look at some of the platforms. Like I said, I used to work with the metaverse and building a lot for nonprofits, or actually a lot of celebrities built in the metaverse during COVID. Some people were offering concerts in there, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah. Yeah.
always thought,
Snoop Dogg was big in that.
exactly. And I think, kids should be creating stuff like this. They should be creating
Mm-hmm.
maybe like their worlds, for
Mm-hmm.
kids at school, that they can go to in their classrooms and play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should be engaging in things of that nature. And the older kids should definitely be working with Chat GTP and the prompts. And it's not just
Mm-hmm.
for creating a paper, because let me tell you, if you put in a terrible prompt, you'll get a terrible paper back. And the teacher will know. Let me be clear.
I
People don't
agree.
know that,
I agree. I
Chat
agree.
ChatGTP is not going to replace what's in here. But if you put in prompts that can help your creative juices flowing, then you can write a better paper. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say for your kids to engage in that. There's so many different platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and really have your kids start even having a LinkedIn profile also.
Mm-hmm.
If they have certifications, learning how to interact on these platforms as they're transitioning into college. You'd be surprised. There's so many
Yes.
kids, Derek,
Yeah.
that have notable accolades even before they go to school. I mean, they really do, you know? And
That's true.
so they
That's
should
true.
have their profile builders, already well advanced before they're out there looking for a job. So by the time they're building their resume, it's like easy. Because too many kids struggle with resume building too, because they really
Mm-hmm.
haven't been on any platform that long. So I would
Mm-hmm.
recommend those things, from the gaming for the younger kids to ChatGTP, LinkedIn, platforms such as that would help kids
Mm-hmm.
smoothly transition them into more AI platforms as they get older in college.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the patterns that we see across industries is that people often make major life business or life decisions without understanding or underlying the problem that they're trying to solve, you know?
Yes.
So at my company at Creative Minds, we talk about this often. Organizations and individuals usually fail because they lack tools. Not because they lack tools, but because they don't have clarity. They're not sure what they want to do, you know? And that takes me back into, you mentioned the metaverse, okay? Does your platform somehow engage with the metaverse? Like, for example, we're talking about a kid deciding to go to a college in a different part of the country, and he thinks he knows what it is, but is there a way to immerse himself in the metaverse to get a real feeling of what it's like?
Now that we don't have. That's the one thing you heard me
Okay.
say, we don't have that.
Okay. Okay.
We
Okay.
are thinking about adding certifications possibly down the
Mm-hmm.
line on the
Mm-hmm.
platform,
Mm-hmm.
and that is something to think about. Now, I want to say you're brilliant, Derek, in bringing that up too. The metaverse, they don't talk about it as much, but it's still being used for, I know, medical training for doctors in pre-med. Okay.
Yes.
They're using,
Yes.
for example, I believe at Morehouse is just one of the schools that they're also using it at. Instead
Mm-hmm.
of live bodies, they're using in the metaverse as if they have
Mm-hmm.
to, dissect people. I know the
Mm-hmm.
metaverse is also still being used in trainings. So a lot of people are still looking for these online platforms to onboard new members in their organizations. Sometimes I've seen people in the past use it actually for sexual harassment training in the in the in the workforce. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's still there. It's quietly still
Okay.
there. And it is something that is important. And
Okay.
it really helps train you before you get into the real world. So it's less
Mm-hmm.
anxiety. But
Mm-hmm.
Future Path AI does not have anything like
Okay,
that.
okay, but
So
that's just you've already created an ingenious platform. That's just something to look down the road to add to that. 'Cause you know that winner already. It's something you probably could make happen.
that's
But
right.
Shay, I have a two-part question for you now.
Okay.
So the first question is, how important is clarity before making life-altering decisions, like choosing an education or career path? And what happens when someone chooses a path without understanding the strengths or the realities of what that future job market is like? What? So,
Okay.
how important is understanding
Clarity.
the career path?
It
Yeah,
is.
the clarity.
Clarity is so important. You have to have structure at
Mm-hmm.
some point. You have to be clear on every choice you make, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see the repercussion from not having that clarity before making that choice. And we see this a lot, again, with students who drop out of school. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We see this a lot with students who go to school, get in debt, and cannot find a job. Okay. These
Mm-hmm.
are kids who, didn't think about what type of internships they can find before they graduate, which is so important, Derek. Okay. This is
Mm-hmm.
kids not thinking about who they know within, their network, who can help them. It's all about the
Mhm.
clarity, right? They don't know
Mhm.
somebody who can help them, who can give that recommendation that can make or break them getting that job. So it is a flow, a pathway flow. That
Mhm.
clarity will cost them time, it will cost them debt, it will cause some
Mhm.
overall confusion, and it will throw them off their overall path if they don't go into life, into further schooling, education, or a career trade, or even starting a business, having clarity. Even as a business owner, I've had businesses for years now, and I have
Mhm.
always been clear as what my goal is, who I want to help, and why I want to help them. My clarity is not how much money I want to make, Derek. It's the problem that I'm solving. I research,
Mhm.
is there a problem, in this niche?
Mhm.
Is there
Mhm.
somebody else
Mhm.
doing this? Again, that's me living by what I'm telling your guests to do. I use my clarity every day and applying that to my businesses and therefore with my
Mhm.
clients, what type of clients I want. And it's the same
Mhm.
thing for kids. Kids
Mhm.
need
Mhm.
clarity.
Mhm.
Often I think parents sometimes just say, go to school, figure out what you want to do, just get in some college. And
Mhm.
there are
Mhm.
a lot of parents that aren't familiar, with the college process too. So together they have to learn. They have to learn together and seek this clarity. And that's another reason why I created Future Path AI. Even if you're a first generation college student, this platform, if you and your parents sit down, it can help you navigate and reach your goals. So there is no reason for you not to have that clarity. It is literally packaged right here for you. And you can type in the prompt. There is actually an online virtual guidance counselor on there called Ask Patricia. There is a virtual guidance counselor. So you can actually type specific questions in if you don't have, the prompt come up or going to the next tab.
Mhm.
You can ask
Mhm.
that and it will generate for you anything you need to know,
Mhm.
Derek. So clarity, is something that we all need, right? I teach that to my
I
kids.
agree. I
I tell
agree.
my kids to have clarity. We don't waste time on extracurricular activities if that's not going towards their college goals. We
Right.
have clarity. We have that organizational flow. And so I really want to help people just get into their flow. That's all it is.
I agree with you 100%.
Hmm.
Actually, that philosophy is actually why we built something called the Clarity System. It's at Creative Minds AI. It helps leaders and individuals identify hidden misalignments and individual friction before they invest time, money, or energy in the wrong place. And so,
That's amazing.
in many ways, I think Future Path AI seems to bring that same clarity to
Hmm.
life decisions.
Hmm.
And I would say that should be the word. We're already 3 months into the beginning of the third month into the new year, but I think that should be the word of 2026 is having clarity.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you folks listening, Shay is telling you, and I'm seconding that amendment, we should have clarity, about what you want to do.
Yes.
There's another little saying, but it says, to me, clarity is like, how you say a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yes.
So when you have that kind of clarity, you can see it, you know, you
Exactly.
can actually see it, and so that's worth 1,000 words. So have clarity, folks. What excites you most about the future of AI-driven decision making, Jenny?
Um, what excites me the most? I think it's just, I think AI decision actually help you get a full variety of information before you make your decision. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
again,
mhm,
Future Path AI is not making the decisions for you. It's helping you make the best decision for yourself. Again, I think here in America, too many people are not informed as they should be. They don't have the
mhm,
clarity, and then sometimes they don't make the best decisions. It just
mhm,
that's what it is. And so,
mhm,
our platform, we're actually even looking at working with big organizations, so that
mhm,
big organizations can have clarity on their employees if an employee wants to move up within the company and look at the employee's skill set, look what they're doing,
mhm,
and look at
mhm,
their goal, and to help them move up within the company, so a company doesn't always have to go externally for when a position is open. Look, you have Future Path AI. You have someone who's been working with the company, has great skills, they have whatever certifications, qualifications, they've been here X amount of years. Why don't we consider that candidate? So it's all about the clarity at every level, and AI can help us do that faster, just a vast amount of information at a faster rate. That's what it is.
Now, what's the best way for someone to explore Future Path AI?
Well,
How do they?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Since we are launching
go
in
ahead.
April, I'm sorry, we're launching in April. I would say the best way is to contact me directly. You can contact me on LinkedIn, okay? And that's Shay Richberg, SHEA, Richberg, RICHBURG. But we are definitely launching in April. We cannot wait. We're so excited to roll this out. And again, it's so many different partners that we're looking to partner with, business owners, schools, individuals, colleges. I mean, it's endless opportunities because everybody needs this. You need this if you change jobs, right?
Yeah.
If somebody worked at a job, Derek, for 20 years and they lost their job and they're like, what am I going to do? Well, I want you to get on Future Path AI, find out your skills, what type of certifications are out there, and get your plan and get going. So everybody, it's for everybody. And I'm passionate about helping people. I'm telling you, I can't stop talking about it. I just really want to help people and leave no one behind in this changing society.
That's true. That's true. There's a representative in North Carolina, and I won't use their name, but I was talking to my son a couple of days ago, and this topic came up. The topic of what am I going to do next? This person is been a representative for a very long time, okay, and they lost their position, but they had been representing this for a very long time, and they lost their position, and they were running for this position. It's a political position. They were running for it, but they had been that person for so long. That's all they've done, right? And this person's like older now, and a younger person won, and it was like she trained the younger person to take over her job, but it was like, what am I gonna do now?
Right.
She's like, what am I gonna do? This is all I've ever done. What am I gonna do now? So it's like, that's a very important statement you made, because people, that's the biggest fear of AI, is that their job is going to get replaced by AI. And it's like, what am I going to do now? And so my take is, jump in the water. It's really not that bad, You're not, there's sharks out there, but it's worth jumping in the water and learning how to swim with the sharks.
That's right. That's right. I agree with you, Derek, 1,000%.
Yeah, so if you haven't read that book, read that book, How to Swim with the Sharks. But I have one last question for you, Chef.
Okay.
And what kind of coffee, do you drink coffee or tea?
I drink tea.
Are you a coffee drinker or a tea drinker?
I like coffee. I'm not the everyday coffee drinker. I like teas because I like the different herbs. I like I like herbs. Like sometimes I'll drink certain herbs that's good for my skin, good for my hair. So I like the tea. I'm a tea person more. I'm getting older, so that's a healthy.
But no, you're not. No. You're not getting older. You're getting better.
That's right.
You're getting, and you're becoming what we call a wisdom keeper.
There you go. That's right.
There you go. You're becoming more of a wisdom keeper. You have knowledge to share.
I do.
So never say I'm getting older. You're becoming a wisdom keeper.
I love that. I love that.
So Shay, I just want to say thank you for sharing your insights and for helping how people navigate the future of education and work. And to everyone listening, if you found value in this conversation, please like, subscribe, and share this episode so more people can discover it. And to learn more about Future Path AI, explore the platform, which is coming out in April. And if you want to talk more about it, go to LinkedIn and look up Shay Richberg. Shay Richberg. That's spelled SHEARICHBURG. And you can find her on LinkedIn. Her platform's going to be released in April, which is perfect timing because kids are going to be making school decisions around that time. And, if not already, but this would be a good time to get involved and find out what you need to know. And if you're a leader or an entrepreneur trying to make critical decisions in a rapidly changing world, explore the clarity system by Creative Minds AI,
Yes.
because the most powerful advantage in any era is clear thinking. I'm Derek Fennell, and this is the Next Gen Podcast 1. And we'd like to say thank you, Shay, for joining us. And to the rest of our audience, we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye.
Thank you, Shay.
It was great. Thank you.